This video starts where we have already drained the coolant and removed the poly V-belt or drive belt from the vehicle. If you need additional assistance with that task, please follow the link provided at the end of this video. While it is possible to replace the coolant pump without removing all of the lines on the top of the engine, I did so I could get pictures. I would recommend removing the lines to give you more room to work and a chance to see what you're doing. If you decide to go to this route, first begin by labeling all the fuel lines, coolant lines, and evap lines, red arrows, that are in your way and remove them. They are just a series of hose clamps and push-pull connectors for the fuel lines. Remove the upper belt cover. There are two snap clips, yellow arrows, that you can pop off with finger pressure or a flathead screwdriver. Next, remove the lower belt cover. It's impossible to get a picture of it in the car, so I am showing it out of the car. There are three 10mm bolts holding it in place. Red arrows show the bolt holes. Remove these and remove the cover from underneath the car. With the covers off and the hoses out of the way, you can see the chain tensioner, red arrow, and the water pump, yellow arrow. You're going to need to remove the belt, so you must set the engine at top dead center or TDC. While this is not absolutely necessary, if nothing moves while working on the car, it is a very good idea to take this extra step to be safe. Rotate the engine until the cam chain sprocket is lined up with the witness mark on the sprocket and the head, as indicated by the red arrows. Once this is lined up, make sure the crank witness mark is lined up with the witness mark on the block, red arrow. You will need to look down from above to see this. Next is the hardest part of the job because there is very little room to work and a lot of work must be done by feel, as you cannot see anything once you get your hands in there. If you have not bought the tensioner removal kit, you will need a 5x55mm threaded stud and a nut and a small washer to fit it. Begin by screwing the threaded portion of the stud into the tensioner mount on the engine block. There is a small threaded hole in the mount and the stud will thread into it. Next, install the washer and nut on the stud so that they are between the cutout in the tension lever bar, red arrow. Use an 8mm wrench and screw the nut and washer down, compressing the tensioner piston until you compress the tensioner to a point that you can slip the belt off. Remove the belt from the water pump sprocket, yellow arrow. Even though you have already drained the coolant, there will be a little that spills out, so protect the belt or move it completely out of the way. Remove the 10mm bolts, red arrows, two shown, holding the pump in place and gently pry the pump from the block. If you are inspecting the pump to see if it is good, you also want to check the gasket and mounting area, red arrow, as well for any corrosion or buildup, yellow arrow. If you're reinstalling the pump, you must replace the gasket. Installation is the reverse of removal, and don't forget to top up your coolant. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.